Hello and welcome to the Cat Collective. I'm Nina, I'm the channel for this channel. And let's start. Truth. Strength. Well-being. Manifestation. Ooh. Yes. Yeah. No more cards. What's that? Ooh. Stars on the bird. Oh, green card. Access. And nice spiral. Yeah, avoid. Okay. You know, I'm drawn to those three creatures. Three. So I'm feeling that it could be that you were maybe in a triptych. Yeah. And it feels to me that you are now living a manifestation. It feels like a new relationship that you're in, or considering to step into with this foot. Yeah, I think you are about to step into a new relationship, but it requires that you leave someone else behind. Maybe you were with a bird. Birds are free-flowing, right? It's a free-flowing energy. Birds are, they have wings and they fly and they sing, you know, from tree to tree. And they are singing their songs and everything's cool, right? But somehow it feels to me that you are entering a new relationship, and it causes some sort of discomfort for you, because you are leaving, you know, the truth is that you are leaving someone behind with this. It requires you to leave someone behind. A star? Causes you to spiral. I think the main issue why you don't want to enter, or didn't want to enter a specific relationship, was because you know that doing this would also mean that you end a situation, and you could feel bad about it because you don't want to hurt someone else. And I think that's causing you some issues of well-being, that your own well-being is affected by this, because you are entering a relationship. That means that you are... It's interesting though that you would stand in a situation like this where you're ending a relationship. Like, you are not, I don't think that you are at this point in a relationship, or maybe you've been more loosely engaged, but when you are getting into a more contracted form, you are also leaving behind. This means the end of someone. So, the engagement with someone else, right? Yeah, and it could be that you are very sad about it, because the last thing you wanted to do is to hurt someone else. Maybe you had options and you chose one. Well, when you have options, of course, you choose one, right? Or you could choose nothing as well, but I don't think, I think, if you look at this, it's like, there's too much, too much. It's just too much, right? And with 3, it's too much in the sense of, there are always those poly relationships where you have relationships with a ton of people, can have a relationship with everyone. And in a way, the closer we get to oneness, the closer it is in a way about this, because you know that you love one person for one thing and the other person for something else, right? So it doesn't mean that's the point. It doesn't mean that you stop loving the other person when you get into a two-people relationship, right? And that's the struggle you're in. And that's where maybe also what has kept you in the spiral of, I don't want to be in one relationship because this means the end of the other. And it does in a way, right? Because you're making a decision. And it could be that you are also feeling bad about it because you kind of want it all. You know, if you are really honest with yourself, you want it all, don't you? But you know that's not how it works. At least not in the classical way, right? You know that. Still, you have to do it. Feels to me that, because you don't want to be alone, but you also don't want to be overwhelmed, and therefore you're choosing the manifestation of a relationship, one. You're choosing one and leaving the other one behind. But nonetheless, you're still concerned about their well-being, and it tears you apart a bit. Right? The stars, one might think that they are not connected, but they always are, right? We are all one system, it's not that what happens on Earth doesn't affect other planets, for example, right? You know that when you're making a decision, that this automatically, when you have to do this choice of saying yes to one person and saying no to the other, you have to do it, but you don't want to. You want to have it all, but you cannot. I think it's also not fair, it's not fair to engage in heating up several dishes and leaving one in the microwave for later. Right? And just eating one and then leaving the other one on the leaving it in the microwave and heating it up whenever needed. That's not fair, is it? And therefore you have to see the truth. And the truth is that it's not fair for everyone involved if one person is getting the yes later card and the other person is getting a card of yeah, but maybe someone else later. It's this all in or nothing. People don't deserve anything else, right? Yeah. Causes that's the main issue why you didn't enter a relationship previous to that. But you are well aware of the consequences of this, right? You need to do that, and you want to it's for your own well-being. You know that you are making this decision for your own good, but you also know that you're causing something else, and that's not what you want at all. It's the truth. It requires strength, but your own well-being is a little bit... It's almost like you're telepathically sending out some signals to someone else and saying, hey, but I love you, I still love you. Right? But yeah, there's no doubt about it. It's just that you cannot do this. It's not fair for anyone involved. Because if you are being treated like the only one from someone else, you have to treat the other person as well like that. And you cannot engage in something else. It's not fair. Even though we are all one in one system, right? You have to make a choice at some point in your life. And yeah, it's causing heartbreak. But is it the truth? Because if you are occupying someone else's heart with your existence, and it's not yours, then you're holding them back. They are sitting in your microwave, even though they should be on someone else's stove. You don't know who, maybe, and that's a problem, right? Maybe they don't know who, right? But it's just, you know, if you are just engaging in a situation like this, it's just not fair, right? It's not the truth. And it leaves you back, you know, it takes away from your own well-being and happiness if you don't make the choice. It's just that you are so heartbroken because you love the other person so much. And I think you wish you could. But it just also doesn't feel right also. Right? I don't know what makes us decide for someone else. Is it compatibility? Is it attraction? It's a very earthly matter, right? It's not, you know, from a spiritual standpoint, I'd say, if we were close, like if we would see oneness as we are all connected, we would love everybody the same way. You know, even the people you might look at from this point now with a judgmental eye and you don't like them, you would still love them. That's how far oneness goes. Because you know we are all a part of one, right? But this person is especially close to you, right? It could be that they at some point touched your heart and you are so grateful for how they touched you. But, you know, things wear off and you feel more happiness with someone else. And you wish you could say thank you, but you don't. For some reason. Right. Maybe you have an idea, because that's what I'm getting, you know, it's just all this, between all the sadness, maybe you have an idea what you could do to make them a bit happier. The access. Maybe you could give them access to something. But why would you? Why do you have something? Why do? It seems to me that you have a door, the key to a door that they don't have yet. I don't think, you are considering, but I don't think that you are doing it. But I'm not sure. Because I think you're still in this sadness. Because you know you want to do that. I think you're seeing, you know, it's just when you're leaving someone else behind, the values of the someone else, they get shown to you in a bigger way, right? Because you know you are leaving them behind and you won't have it. That's making you sad. Whereas when you enter, you know, if you're in between options and you enter one option, you also see the beauty of the other options, the other option that you are choosing, but the one that you're leaving behind, you're also seeing the beauty of this, and this tears you apart because there's so much also in this. It's just you want to choose the other one. And you know, whenever you make a choice, you leave the other person. Yeah, well, they might think that they are not valuable, right? Because you're picking the other choice. And you don't want them to think that, because that's not your way of thinking. It's almost like, yeah, good, but you're really good, but not for me now. Yeah. And that's the truth. And you wish you could leave it behind just like that. You know, like, yeah, you wish you could do that. In a way, you know, it's easier to. All you really wish is that you wouldn't have to make this choice in the first place, right? It'd be nice if there was just one option. That's one thing, and the other thing is that you also don't want to have to make this choice because it muddies your happiness with the option you choose, because you're not feeling happiness that is free. You know, if you were unattached and nothing would, you know, and then you meet someone and it's just one person, you don't have to make any other choices. You don't feel the sadness of leaving someone else behind. Right? Okay, let's see if there's some more cards. So, if you find a word, it's for you. No, I'm not gonna take all of you. No. I'm just feeling the sadness of this. And gives you, you know, whenever you choose something you don't, whenever you say no to something and the other thing doesn't work out, maybe there's a chance of that. You know, you are overthinking those things as well. It's this, well, what if I make the wrong choice? But is there a wrong choice? I don't think. There's no wrong choice. Distractions. Yeah. Passion. It will take passion for you to push through your self-criticism to get to a place of confidence. Yeah, I mean, it's also a place of confidence, confident decision, right? To make a decision in general requires confidence. Maybe you don't have it, right? Maybe you've never been in a situation like this. Distractions. When you are trying to solve a problem, you will often be tested by distractions. Look at this. Yeah. Yeah, and that's the point, you know, when you are trying to be involved with someone and there's someone else, it's a distraction. And it's horrible. This judgment of, oh, you are a distraction, the other person, right? But it is. It's the way it is, right? And honestly, in all honesty, you just want to get rid of this distraction. It's cruel to admit that, but the truth is not always flattering, is it? Well, she's holding her neck and she's watering the land, and yeah, you just feel more passion with the other one. Counsel. Seek out the counsel of those whose lives and creative work you most admire. I think at this point you know that the other one is more or less meant to be in a different position for you in your life. You know, we can have a lot of relationships, and romantic relationships in a way requires passion and all of that, you know, all those things. And there are other relationships too, you know, in counsel. Think about counseling, you know, go to someone for guidance or for comfort or whatnot, right? Or maybe, you know, counsel. It's also could be also you know, that they the other person triggers more of your creative creation side of things, and the other one is more someone to keep at home. You know, it's like this relationship thing, right? Keeping at home at the kitchen. Sorry, it's also a bit degrading of someone to say that, but I think you know what I mean with this. Yeah, it's okay, I guess. I mean, it just hurts, and you don't know what the future brings, and that's the point. That, well, you know a bit, you know, you can sense it maybe, but you know that you need to make the decision right now, and whoever you're leaving behind is something that you are feeling bad about. But I don't think that you have to, because, as I said, if you are occupying someone else's heart, you're not setting them free, and maybe you could include them in your life in another way, right? You have an idea, I guess, but just don't use them as a distraction that's not worthy of any of them, of any of the people involved. Yeah, it feels a bit weird, this reading. Let's see if the Moonology cards say something. They always have something to say. Silence, right? It's this awkward moment of, right? Nothing is yet set in stone. Ugh. Yeah, I think you've been in this state, and I think you want to do something. You want to set something in stone, right? And your heart knows what you need to do. But your heart also knows that it will break a bit apart by making the decision. It's like when you're setting something in stone, you know, when you're writing something in stone, you are also losing those parts of the stone that you are carving out. You know, you use the instrument and put something in stone and something gets lost along the way. And you will never get rid of this feeling of regret, potentially, you know, especially if you will see them again someday. And the other one, you know, it's always the option that we leave behind that will keep us haunted in a way, you know, because when they receive a glow up and they are shining, and you, maybe they are not shining as brightly now, but I think you can sense the potential of them and the beauty of them, and you know that they still need to walk a path, and you know that by the time that they are shining all their light, they will be so irresistible, they will have all the options, and you know that. And maybe you are scared that, but why are you still holding the option open? Close it completely and be happy with it. But I think you don't. That's the point. You just don't want to close the option. You want to save them for later, you know, put a blanket on them, put them in the closet and get them out. But that's not how it works. You have to be fine with them glowing, outglowing everything, and eventually not choosing you anymore. But that's okay. Be happy with your choice. Yeah, I think you have an idea how you can make it a little bit less painful. And no, it's not about holding the door open for a future potential. That's how you feed the pain. Your commitment is being tested. Yeah, well, yeah, that's the point, right? Yeah, you need to commit to what you want and be fine with the other option being closed. Right? That's okay. Even though it hurts. Right? But you want to be happy, so gotta do what you gotta do. And a win-win outcome is forecast. That's good, right? Just see it like that. The other option that you had, you might not be the best fit for them either. So be happy with what you chose. But be also aware, yeah, you are. I think you are a bit scared of regret. But I don't think that the other person will be mad about it. I don't think. It's just that they for sure will be forced to find the happiness without you. And this might be frightening more for you than anything else. Right? Yeah. This might hurt you a lot, right? I think that's the part that hurts you a lot. You know, by doing this, you are forcing them to find the happiness without you. And you just so want to be involved in their happiness. You want to be. You want to be a part of their happiness. The part. Right? But you know you cannot do this. You just know. Yeah. Yeah, so just trust that what you're being led to is right. because of this. So let's see who this reading is for. Cancer. Yeah, so additional info is in the letter box below, and see you next time. Bye bye.